Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back. So it's the middle of December. I thought I would come on and do my weight loss update video. Last month I agreed to do another one in the middle of December to share sort of how I'm doing and to answer a few of your questions. And first of all, I want to say thank you to all of you who committed to a goal. So in my last video, I asked you to sort of in the notes commit to what your goal is for the next 30 days. And so thank you to everybody who sort of put their goals out there. It is definitely helpful to state your goals and put them out there in the world. You're much more likely to stick to them. So if you are one of the ones who did that, please share with us how you did achieving that goal. Even if you didn't do well, it's important to talk about it. I think to talk about maybe why you didn't, or to say I was too aggressive in my goal, or that kind of thing. So please, if you are one of the people who put a goal out there in my last video, please give us all an update. So I thought I would give you an update on how I'm doing to start. And so my last video, which was about the middle of November, I think it was the 13th maybe, I had lost 74 pounds. We are middle of December, so it's been about almost 5 weeks, and I lost another 5 pounds for a total of 79 pounds, which I'm very excited about. I did not think that in this sort of 4 or 5 week window I would continue to lose at this rate. We had Thanksgiving in there, which is always a challenge, and I traveled for 5 days. And while I was traveling, I stuck to my eating pretty well. I did eat out several nights, so that does make it harder, but you know, I didn't gorge myself when I ate out, and I stuck with my workouts, and I got all my steps in every day, and I think that made a huge difference. So yeah, so I am at a total of 79 pounds lost, which is fantastic. I'm still in my size 8s, and I'm very happy about that. I am still working to get to a size 6. I'm gonna guess that I need to lose probably 15 more pounds. Since I don't know for sure, that's about what I'm gonna guess is what I need to lose. So as we get closer to that, we'll talk more about identifying when I get there. So one of the other things I haven't talked about in my videos that I wanted to talk about is, and while I've had some really great weight loss over the last several months, throughout my process, my weight loss has not been consistent and fast. So one of the things I think that's important is to make sure you're measuring your body so that you can see changes in your body, whether the scale is moving or not. And I know a lot of people talk about that, but it is really, really important. And I thought I'd kind of give you guys an update on kind of where I'm at. At the very beginning of my process, I measured myself. And I've been measuring at the beginning of every other month. So as of the beginning of December, I had lost a total of 50 inches, which is a ton, right? So I've lost 9.5 inches on my waist, 8.5 inches on my chest, which isn't my favorite place to lose it, but whatever. 9 inches off my hips, 5 inches off each thigh, nice. And I have a few others, but I thought I would just share that. So it's really important to measure as well, so that, you know, because I am not only dieting, but I am working out, and as part of my workouts, I am doing a lot of weight training, so I am building muscle. So I want to make sure I'm measuring so that I can tell as my body's getting smaller as well. So I would encourage you to measure, like start today and measure, and then track that as you go forward, because it's very encouraging to see those kind of results. Some tips that I have that I wanted to talk about is, as far as weighing goes, I weigh every single day. And now I know a lot of weight loss experts will disagree with that. Here's my thinking there. I will always weigh every day from now on. I will not vary from that at all. So it's really important to weigh every day for a couple reasons. First of all, when you weigh every day, yes, you see fluctuations. However, those fluctuations show you what eating certain foods does to your body. So if you eat certain foods one day and you notice on the scale you know, some water weight overnight, then you know that kind of food causes that to happen to your body. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't eat that food ever. That's something to note so that the next time you have a big event or something like that, you don't eat that kind of food right before because you want to look your best. So that's one of the reasons I think weighing every day is really important. It helps you understand how different foods affect your body. The other reason I think it's really important is accountability. So when you know that you are going to weigh yourself every single day, you will tend to be better at what you put in your mouth. You will. Because what happens when you're weighing once a week is, maybe Monday's my weigh day, and I weighed in on Monday. So now, Monday night, maybe I'm going to go splurge because I don't have to weigh again for another week. When you're weighing every day, you don't have those gaps in measurement. So I think it's critical to weigh every single day. And the other thing it gives you is sometimes when you eat really well and work out all week and you get to your weigh day and you haven't lost any weight, it can be frustrating. And if you're weighing every day, you'll notice that your weight isn't moving on a daily basis, and you can make tweaks to your diet or your exercise to help push that along. And I do think that's one of the reasons that my weight loss has continued on such a consistent basis, is because I'm watching it every single day and it makes me relentless. And while once you're in maintenance mode, you know, you don't have to be that. I will always weigh every day, even in maintenance mode. But while I'm in weight loss mode, I want to be relentless. I do not want to give myself a single break because my body is losing, and it's, you know, it's used to doing this, and I want to keep it moving. So I think it's important to weigh every single day. I also would suggest I write down my workouts every single day. I have a calendar. If you're a digital person, you could do this digitally. I find it more helpful to write it down on a calendar so I can look at it. So I have a calendar, just a big calendar that I hang on my wall. And every day on the calendar, I write down how many minutes my workout was and how many calories I burned. And you guys know that I've talked about this before. I wear a heart rate monitor, so I know exactly how many minutes I worked out and exactly how many calories I burned. And I track this every day so I can see my progress. What this allows you to do is when you haven't had good weight loss one week, you can go back and kind of analyze, did anything change? You know, was I burning less calories in my workout? Am I not, you know, am I slipping on my intensity? That kind of thing. The other thing, and this helps you stay accountable to how many days a week you're working out, whatever you're, you know, I do it 6 days a week. I think it's really important to do it as often as you can when you're trying to lose weight. And so I highly recommend you write it down. I also sort of write down kind of what I did that day or whatever. So I kind of know, I can look at a day where I had a huge calorie burn, and I know, you know, and I can look at what I did that day and know that, look, if I want a day where I need a huge calorie burn, I should go do this video or I should go do that. So I highly recommend tracking your workouts and writing it down. It keeps you accountable. It lets you see at the end of the week what you've accomplished. And I think it's very, very helpful. Okay, so then I wrote down some questions that you guys asked in the last video that I wanted to answer in this video. And I'm going to try and go kind of quickly because I don't want the video to be too long. So we'll just jump in and get started. So the first question was, what did you do for clothing and what did you do to manage your wardrobe throughout this process? And that's a really good question. You know, I am very lucky in that, you know, I am not going to an office where I have to wear suits and dress slacks and that kind of thing every day. That was very helpful to me. You know, when I'm going to work to do makeup, you know, I can dress fairly casually, usually black jeans and some kind of black shirt or whatever. And so that was very helpful to me. But what I did was I didn't spend a ton of money on clothes throughout this process. It's not worth it because you don't stay in them long enough. And I think it's really important to not wear clothes when they get to be too baggy on you. When clothes fit you properly, they you look better. And when you look better, you feel better. And when you feel better, I believe that you eat better and you are much more likely to stay with your workouts and that kind of thing because you're feeling so great about yourself. So I think it's important to not let your clothing get too baggy. What I did every time I changed a size is I would go buy a few pair of jeans that fit me really well. I did not buy $200 jeans. I went to Old Navy, I went to the Gap, and I bought Levi's make some jeans that fit me really nicely. But there's a lot of brands out there that aren't outrageously expensive. You just have to try them out and find the ones that are sort of more fitted to your body size. And so I would buy, a few pairs of jeans, and I would buy a bunch of sort of tops, like kind of what I'm wearing today. So this is like a long sleeve t-shirt from the Gap. They're quite inexpensive. If you pay full price for them, they're like $20, but you can always get them on sale for 40% off. I didn't pay full price, I don't think, for one thing the entire time. So I stuck with, and I bought a lot of these type of shirts that I could dress up with scarves and that kind of thing if I were going out. And I didn't really buy dress clothes. If I needed a dress or something for a specific event, I would run out and find one that was very inexpensive. So I would shop at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, I would go to clearances at Macy's and Nordstrom's and that kind of thing, and I would buy something that fit me then that was very inexpensive because I knew I wasn't going to keep it. And so that's been my process all along. The one thing I will say is, as clothes got too big, I gave them away. And I think that is a fantastic idea. Don't even give yourself the ability to know that that bigger size is there. The one thing I will say is I wish that I had saved one pair of my biggest size jeans because I don't have that. So I don't have sort of, oh, this is the size I used to be. And it's been so long since I've been that size, it's hard for me to remember. I can look at pictures, but it would be nice to have, that pair of size 20 jeans to put on once in a while and go, holy cow. So if you've started this process or you're going to start this process, save your biggest pair of jeans to look back on. I didn't do that and I regret it. And I don't want to go buy a pair of size 20. But so that's what I did with my wardrobe. Cravings for sugar. I got a lot of questions on what do you do about cravings, especially sugar cravings. So here's my take on cravings. I'll address sugar specifically first. So you will crave sugar less if you eat less sugar. And you will crave sweets less if you eat less overly sweet things. So when you eat diet foods that are sweetened with artificial sweeteners, they are so sweet, overly sweet. Regular sugar and fruits that come from nature are not that sweet. And when your body gets used to that kind of sweetness, it craves more sweetness, and you can never satisfy it with like fruits and stuff. So you've got to break that artificial sweetener habit. You've got to find a way to do it. So I do not use artificial sweeteners. If I want to sweeten something, I will use real sugar or honey if I need to sweeten it. I don't even, like agave and stuff like that. You can use that, I guess. I'm just trying to stay away from it. I'm trying to enjoy the taste of real food and the sweetness of fruit and that kind of thing. And so if I'm going to sweeten something, I will usually use honey. And the other thing I will say is when you have a craving, if it's a real craving, satisfy it. But satisfy it with something that's so delicious and so decadent. Don't have a diet cookie. Don't have something like that. Like if I am craving something sweet, for me it's usually chocolate. It's usually a wonderful dark chocolate truffle. And when I'm craving it, I have one. And I enjoy every bite of it. I eat it slowly and I enjoy it. Don't have a bunch of things that are less calories that you think are going to satisfy you, because it's not truly going to satisfy you and you're still going to have that craving. Go get the thing that you're craving and have a little bit of it. And so I control mine by controlling the portion size. So I will keep small truffles. They're about 70 calories for a real one of the ones I eat. And so if I'm having a craving, I'll have it and I will enjoy every second of it. I will. if you can't have those kinds of things in your house, don't have them in your house. When you have a craving, make yourself physically get up and go buy one somewhere. But don't, my biggest thing with that is don't get something that is just okay. Like, get the real deal and enjoy it. That's what I say about cravings. It's the same thing if you have like salt cravings or whatever. Don't eat some diet chip or whatever. If you're having a craving for some kind of salty thing, go get like the best pretzel you can think of, or, you know, like something salty that you really enjoy, and have a controlled amount of it, but get the real deal. Don't get the diet thing that isn't really good for you anyway, and it's not really even going to satisfy you. So get the real thing. That's my thing on cravings. Let's see. Okay, so here's a topic I'm going to address that's kind of icky. So a lot of people asked about loose skin, sagging skin, and that kind of thing. And so here's the thing, right? I know a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who've lost a lot of weight. Some of them you can tell in their face that they have, and some of them you can't. I'm very lucky. I do not have much as far as sagging skin on my face. Why do I think that is? I don't know. I don't know if it's genetics, that I'm blessed with, you know, really good genetics when it comes to that. That could be it. I also think that my take on it is I didn't lose my weight too quickly, but I did lose it fairly quickly. So, you know, what I think it is a combination of genetics and the fact that I didn't cut. When people diet, a lot of them go on like really extreme low-calorie diets where they cut out all the fat. And I didn't do that. I enjoy quite a bit of healthy fat in my diet, and your skin needs that. And I think that's part of it. I think how I take care of my skin is part of it. You know, I'm constantly masking, I'm constantly moisturizing. I think genetics plays a role in that. And I think the fact that I've you know, cleaned up the food that goes in my body has played a key role. Like, I'm not putting a bunch of garbage in my body. I'm only putting whole foods in it. And I think that helps too. I think all of that comes out in your skin. And so, you know, my face has not yes, it is much slimmer, but it's not sagging any more than it would for any other 47-year-old. I'm not 25, so, you know, I do have, you know, my skin is not perfect, but I don't think it looks bad, and I don't think I look older now than I did before I lost the weight. And one of the things I've said all along is, you know, I want to be a size 6, but if I start seeing that my face looks too thin and I'm starting to look older, I will stop my weight loss right there. But I haven't seen that yet, so that's what I think is happening with the skin on my face. Now, a lot of people asked about the skin on the rest of my body, which I don't know why people want to know this, but so here's the deal with that. The skin on the rest of my body does not look perfect, but I'm going to be 50 soon. I'm not 20. So, you know, I would not trade it for being heavier. I do not have, like, I don't feel like, I don't have like a big muffin top, like skin that hangs over my pants or anything. My stomach's not perfectly flat. You know, it was bigger and now it's smaller, and I do have some loose skin, but it doesn't gross me out. It doesn't seem to get lumpy under my clothing or anything like that. So, you know, maybe that's genetics. Maybe that's, again, that I've worked out so hard and dieted. I'm not sure. But a lot of people said, oh, I don't want to lose that much weight because I'm afraid of what my body's going to look like. Well, let me tell you that your body will look much better when you lose the weight than it did when you were heavier. Believe me, it's not going to look perfect unless you go get it fixed, but it's going to look better. I'm almost 50. I wouldn't start around in a bikini anyway. It would be completely inappropriate. So I'm not that worried about it. I like to say that I am a fall, winter, spring body because my body looks better when I have clothes on it than, you know, when I don't. But I would much rather be thinner and have the few issues I do with my skin. It doesn't gross me out. And if it did, I would go have it taken care of. But it doesn't gross me out. And it doesn't look that bad, quite frankly. No, I'm not going to show you. Let's see. Any other quick ones? A lot of you asked about some of the Instagram people that I follow and who are they. So I will list a few of them in the description box below. I love the Betty Rocker. You should follow her. She is all about clean eating and exercise, and she posts a lot of like short videos on Instagram, and she posts a lot of her meals and that kind of thing, and I think she's fantastic. Fit with Vicky is another one. She posts a lot of before and afters of, I don't know if they're her clients or people she knows or whatever, and she posts a lot of motivational messages and that kind of thing, so I really like her. But I will post them below. But you can search Instagram for fitness or motivation or weight loss, and there's lots and lots of people, and I follow some for a while, and if I get bored or what they're showing all the time doesn't interest me, I just kind of switch it up. Yeah, I think that's probably enough for today. If you have more questions, please feel free to post them below. I am going to, I will do another video in January to sort of, actually I'm thinking of a couple things. So I will continue to do these videos. I decided that. I'm thinking about one of two things. I will either stick with monthly, and I'll answer your questions and that kind of thing and talk about how I'm doing, or I may switch to doing a short video every week, once a week, on my weight loss and tips. Maybe my best meal that week, or you know, something I learned about myself that week, or something new about fitness that I learned that week, that kind of thing. And they would just be sort of short videos, because I know sometimes when you're in weight loss mode, it's more helpful to have motivation more often. So let me know what you think about maybe a shorter weekly video, and I would do maybe like a weight loss Wednesday or something, and then I could share with you more often sort of that I do have weeks where I don't lose weight and it's frustrating, and then I can talk about what I do the next week to adjust for that, and you guys can see how that goes for me. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I will talk in one of my next videos about support systems. I think they're critical. I just want to kind of wrap this one up for today. So for my sort of like wrap up words for today, I do want to talk about, look, I know a lot of you are thinking about, I'm going to start this, you know, it's the New Year's coming. I'm going to start this, I'm going to start a diet January 1st. And I just want to give you sort of a nudge to not wait. Don't wait. Start today. Don't wait until January 1st. Everybody waits till January 1st. The average American gains between 7 and 10 pounds during the holidays. 7 to 10 pounds. So do yourself a favor. Start today. Don't be 7 or 10 pounds heavier when you start. Like, don't do that to yourself. Start today. That's my tip. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. Again, if you want to commit to a goal for the next 30 days, please put that in the comments. I love reading them, and I love encouraging you guys along the way. So that's it for today. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all again soon.